Well, hey, y'all, and welcome to the Hillbilly Chicken Ranch. I am Susan. I'm your hostess, and I'm so glad today we're going to have a special guest here. I'd like to welcome in Jamie's Country Living, and we're going to wait and see who all pops in today because I know that there are several lives going on at this time. Hello, Jean with Yellow Shirt Dad. I'm so glad that you're here. I'm excited because we're going to have a guest come on in a few moments. I'm hoping he's getting ready to come up, and he's going to be talking about something that happened, a tragedy that happened in his life, and I'm looking for ways that we can help him reach some goals that he's trying to reach so that he can rebuild. And we're going to wait some more and see if anybody else comes in. If y'all would do me a favor and just go share this live out, make sure you hit those thumbs up and share us out wherever you can. And we'll get this started in just a moment. I promise you. I am looking for my guest to show up. And once he does, we can start really getting into the conversation about what's going on. But while we're waiting, I'm going to tell you that the weather here is kind of dreary. It's gray outside. It looks cloudy, rainy, icky kind of day here. But I did get out and do my walk this morning. I was so excited to do that. And I'm trying to walk even further and further. Hello, Lone Cross MPT. Welcome in. So glad that you're here. If you would do me a favor and you can type in the word hillbilly and drop your links. That way others can connect because we always want people to connect while they're here. MTP. I'm writing it wrong. MTP. Yes, we want to get connected with everybody, and I welcome you in. I know this is your first time with my live, and we're going to have Mark with Little Ridge Farm coming up here momentarily. I'm looking for him any moment to come on and be a part of this. I met Mark through another channel on their live and was really excited to hear about all the things that he's doing. So let's bring Mark up on panel. Hello, CNC Farm. Welcome in. I'm so glad that you're here. Hey, Mark. Welcome in.
How are you?
I can barely hear you, Mark. Maybe it's me. Hang on a minute. It might be on my end. It is. I forgot to turn my sound up.
Yeah, it happened.
I'm doing good. How are you doing?
I'm all right.
I saw you've been doing a lot of cleanup over there.
Yeah, it's been a long week. That's all I got to say. I haven't slept too much the past few nights because of aches and pains, but I'm just trying to get everything done, cleaned up enough to where I can start a new project, and hopefully get a roof back over our heads.
Yep, that's what we're aiming for anyway. We want you to have a roof over your head and a home for your lovely little daughter, Kira. Am I saying her name right, Kira? Yeah, she's a pretty little thing, let me tell you. Well, you can start telling folks. We've got a few people in here. We have Lone Cross MPT in the house. We have Little Ridge. Well, you're here, Little Ridge Farm. Jamie's Country Living will be back. She said she'll be back at lunchtime. And Ashley with CNC Farm is in the house so far. And did I mention Yellow Shirt Dad? I think I did. So we got a few people in the house, and Angela's Cooks just came in. Y'all can drop your link by typing in the word hillbilly and connecting while we're talking.
Yeah, welcome in, everybody. I don't want to go through the names again, so howdy, howdy, howdy.
Well, Mark, you can start telling your story whenever you're ready, but we're having cloudy, overcast, icky weather today.
Yeah, it's like 85 here. It's really nice. Hold on, I got something going on with my picture here. I wonder if I still have my virtual background going.
I see trees in the background.
All right. Yep. That looks a little better now. Yeah. The virtual background on still. So every now and then I can see it up in the corners flickering and stuff.
Yeah. I don't
It's
do
a little
virtual.
annoying.
I don't do much virtual anything. This is about as far as it goes.
Yeah. The link in that you emailed me, it wasn't working. So.
Well, I pinned it because I wanted to make sure you were able to get on, because I knew when I typed it in, I was like, this thing is not loading right. So I didn't know.
Right.
I'm still learning all this technical stuff, you know.
Yeah. It takes a little while. After you do it a few times, you usually get used to it, though. Sometimes people email it over, but they don't email it correctly, and it doesn't show up. And sometimes it's easier to just drop it in the chat and pin it up, you know.
Yeah, well, I pinned it and I put your name on it so everybody knows it's for you. And hopefully, I think I pinned it. I can't tell if it pinned or not. But anyway, if it didn't pin, that's okay too.
Right.
Angela's Cooks is from Kenya. Well, welcome in, Angela.
Yeah, welcome in, Angela. That's great over there. People following along with everybody over here.
Yeah, we have Dream Big Productions plush bat fan. Thank you for coming in, my friend.
I like connecting with people from other countries.
Yes.
Because everybody has a different way in doing things, and I like to learn it how everybody does it everywhere, you know. So
yeah. Dream Big Productions lives out in Arizona, and they're paying exorbitant prices for gasoline. Last week they paid $107.40 for gas at $5.94 a gallon. That is ridiculous.
yeah, I was out in Arizona for a little while.
Hey, Scratch and Pete, welcome in.
But yeah, I mean, you know, I can get started if you like, you know. November 20th, you know, I started out living in an apartment and just got tired of paying the rent and everything, and decided to move up on the property that we had. And I had a carport put in, which had a metal roof, metal sides, and the ends were wide open. I closed it in with tarps and put a floor in there out of recycled lumber from a couple old decks, and turned it into just a kind of a glamping, you know. I had the bed and everything all in there, and I had a compost toilet in there for a bathroom area and whatnot. And that's where me and my daughter lived for 6 months while we were building our tiny home. And then over the course of, you know, after the 6 months, I was able to get into the tiny home and stay in there because it was all insulated and closed in. And then over time, we did the electric and the plumbing and so on and so forth. And, you know, finally got the bathroom all done and whatnot. And the kitchen was getting pretty close to being done. I mean, the drywall was done. I mean, everything was done. It was just all finishing touches pretty much, and some more in the kitchen. And November 26th, we lost everything. You know, we had apparently it was, the fire department says it was an electric baseboard heater. Well, it wasn't a baseboard heater, but it was like one. It was a cassette that went in the wall. And they said that's where the fire started. And that's the only thing that they could think of, because it was the only thing that was electrical on that one wall, because that area burnt the floor joists and everything. So they said that's where it all started. But yeah, I mean, we lost everything. Everything I had was in that. You know, and then, I mean, I do have the memories of me and my daughter doing everything together. You know, her cutting some boards, her putting some screws in and stuff, you know, and just helping me with little things, holding this, holding that. But I mean, the place is gone, so that memory part is gone. But I still have her, and I'm really glad we didn't have any dogs or cats or any animals inside. Even though we lost everything, I mean, we still keep moving forward. There's a lot of people out there that have it worse off, is the way I've always looked at it. I mean, there's people that are homeless living in tents, you know, and that's worse yet. There's people that have cancer, and that's even worse yet. But we're getting by. My brother let me borrow his RV, and I was able to stay in that for a while. So me and my daughter are in that. Probably the whole summer we'll be in that while we get another RV up here on my lot after we get it all cleaned up and everything. And then we're going to take the siding off, the roof off from that, redo some of the electric, get rid of the 12-volt system and most of the propane stuff, and get it all just re-insulated and new siding and new roof, and get it closed up for winter, because it gets pretty cold up here in New York in an RV, and it's pretty rough. And I'm 6'6", so my head hits the ceiling in almost every RV I walk into.
Oh my goodness. You need a taller roof, don't you?
Yeah, that's why I decided this time around I'm not going to build everything from scratch. If I get an RV, the kitchen's done, the bathroom's done. I mean, everything's there. I just have to take the siding off and insulation out, make it better, and raise the roof on it.
Right.
So I'm just taking an RV and turning it into a tiny home and everything. And I mean, it's a process. That's just the way that I'm going to be doing it. I didn't want to go through it all again, roughing it and stuff. And I just want to get it done by September so my brother can have his RV back and whatnot,
Well, that's a blessing that your brother has loaned you the RV. And I do want to welcome in a few people. Woman Outdoors, LB, The Adventures of Kenny and Debbie, Black Guns and Gardens, and Captain and the Squad. Welcome in. I don't think I've missed anybody. So I lived in upstate New York for 14 years. I know how cold the winters can be, and it is extremely cold. A lot of blizzards up there, just unreal weather. And I hated shoveling snow like you wouldn't believe.
Yeah.
We'd get the driveway shoveled, and then they'd come and plow us back in. So it was always a fight with that. So my husband's 6'3", so I understand the height issue too. Right. It's hard to find a bed that fits your body also. So that's another issue.
Yeah, and in the RV, it's a short queen, so I hang off like a foot off the bottom of the bed.
Yeah.
And that was rough for a little while. And I finally got my daughter to switch with me because her bed was a little bit longer. And then there was an opening next to the wall about 1.5 feet where I could put my feet out that way if I need to. So she got the better bedroom and I got the little bunk area, but I don't mind, it could be worse. I could be on the ground on a sleeping bag,
Yeah, there's always a time to be worse. And you're talking to somebody that's been homeless at least twice in my lifetime and lived in a tent in a campground the first time. The second time we were in a camper on the back of a pickup truck, which wasn't much better. And yeah, the beds were really, really small on those little campers back then. So,
losing everything's rough. I mean, it's hard. I mean, I've known so many people that have lost it, but when you go through it, you know exactly what it feels like. I mean, it's like your world has ended. I mean, everything you have is gone, and it's not the big things; it's the little things. Like the things my daughter made me, the things I got from my parents, from when they passed away and everything, and the stuff, little things that my girlfriend got me. And I was also, very blessed because, me and my girlfriend, we're 2,000 miles apart, but we make it work. And after Christmas, right around Christmas, she said that she was going to fly me out to Arizona to get away from here for a couple weeks. And it ended up being 2 months. She ended up keeping me there, and which was good because it was the worst time of the winter. So,
right.
I mean, I missed my daughter, but we did the video chat back and forth all the time. We'd get on StreamYard and we would talk in there and everything. I'd help her with her homework and stuff. She would join on lives and stuff that I would do, or she would just join in chat. So it was kind of like being at home. I just wasn't able to have her arms wrapped around my neck, And for those that don't know, my daughter's 10 years old. And sorry about the way I look. It's been a rough couple weeks, so I haven't shaved or nothing. But yeah, I mean, if it wasn't for my girlfriend, I probably would have lost myself. mentally and everything, because it was emotionally draining. I mean, it just destroyed me. And going out there, I was able to work on things, figure things out, and not be able to look out the window and the door and see the devastation of the house burnt to the ground every time I walked out or looked out, you know.
All right. I'd like to welcome in Christy Betts. Thank you for coming in. Your daughter is 10. What month is her birthday?
October. She was supposed to be born on my birthday, but she didn't want to turn upside down in her mommy, so they ended up taking her a few days early.
Well, I'm going to put this out here, y'all. October is his daughter Kira's birthday. Y'all get his address out of the description box below this video after the chat, and mark your calendar for October and start sending this little girl birthday cards. We want to make her birthday the best birthday ever.
Yeah, I mean, she's a big part of my channel. I mean, if she's not on video with me, she's running the camera or she's in chat. She does 90% of the mail calls, and I mean, she's a big part of this, my life and my channel.
Yeah, we want to make her feel extremely special, and that's why I'm putting that out there. We need to send her birthday cards and help, and help Mark out, y'all. Any little bit that you can help will get him towards his goal. He has had some fundraisers, and he's raised about a third of the amount of money that he needs to do the complete build and get everything that he needs. Hey, AR Guns, welcome in. I'm so glad that you're here.
Yeah, I mean, it takes a lot to do what you need to do to get back on your feet. I mean, the GoFundMe was set at 10 grand, and that's only like a third of what it takes to do what you need to do, you know?
Right.
Unless you're, I mean, because I lost, I mean, technically, in my home, I lost about $30,000, and that was with my computer system and stuff. I didn't separate all that stuff or anything. I just figured that's what it cost me to get where we were, and we were just trying to live a simple life and start our little homestead with animals and stuff. But after we lost the house, that put a stop to the animals, and we were just getting ready to get our quail and rabbits set up in the barn.
Oh my goodness. Well, did the barn go too, or is just the house?
No, my barn is technically, it's a carport, but it's all metal. So that it didn't even hurt that at all. It didn't even get close to it, which was great. I mean, it wouldn't have hurt it much anyway, other than a little bit of the metal if it did.
Right. Hey, welcome in, Gail. I appreciate you coming in. That's Gail Southern Living. And our guest today is Mark from Little Ridge Farm. We're so excited that he's here. They lost their home to a fire a few months ago, and he's trying to rebuild. He lives in New York State. It's going to get very cold very soon. We want to help him get to where he needs to be to get that roof on his house, get the new RV in there, get the roof on it, and get him set up so that they can stay warm and cozy during the winter months. And his little girl, Kira, is 11. You said 10. 10. She's going to be 11 in October. I want y'all to grab his address and send her birthday cards in October, y'all. And I'm going to try to remember closer to October to bring this up again, maybe in a video to put out birthday cards to her specifically to help her along, because this is traumatic. And I'm sure that she went through, her own struggle with this.
Yeah, she did. She's actually talking to somebody about everything, because it bothered her just as much as it did me, if not more.
Hey, Oscar Tango Romeo 00. I appreciate you being here. He's from Malaysia. Thank you so much for coming.
But yeah, there's multiple ways to help us out. I mean, I got the Zelle. People can, send stuff over to Zelle. They can do the Cash App. They can do the PayPal. There's the GoFundMe for until May 7th. And I also have my P.O.Box address in my About section where people can send gift cards for Lowe's or Home Depot, because that's where I buy most of my materials anyway. And I've gotten a couple of those in the mail, and I'm expecting a few more from some other channels and people that are trying to help out as much as they can as well. I mean, like I tell everybody, even $1 helps. It don't matter what it is. I've always, I taught my daughter to give, as much as we possibly can. Her and I give to the homeless every year, right around October, beginning of November, with hand warmers and chapstick and toothbrushes, washcloths, soap, socks, water. I mean, that's what we do every year for around winter time. Even though we only live on $1,200 a month, we do what we can to help everybody out. And it teaches her, that responsibility and to have a caring heart like I do.
Yeah. And when I think about it, because, I've been in positions where it wasn't a fire, but we had been homeless, and we still had a giving heart. We still gave to others. And it didn't matter how much money we had in our pocket. It was what we had in our heart that we had that feeling that we needed to give to others. And that's a God thing, I think.
And, also if some people, they, if you want something that's, kind of like in return as well, Square County Homestead, Chris and his wife over there have done t-shirts for us on their, and for their business and on their store. And if anybody buys a t-shirt for $15 and it's like $5 for shipping, all the proceeds that they make off from those come to help us.
Yeah. Could one of our moderators go grab Square County Homestead and drop the link in case anybody wants to go over there and check out their merchandise or purchase a t-shirt?
Yeah. So any of the Little Ridge Farm t-shirts, just leave in the comment section at checkout. Just type in the promo code Little Ridge Farm, and then they'll know the proceeds come to us. And then they have shirts that have Dad a Boy or Add a Boy or Add a Girl onto it. If you get those shirts, they send over 20% of the proceeds to us to help us out.
Well, that's awesome. I'm so glad that another channel's helping you. I know so many have reached out to you and helped you in so many ways.
Yeah, there's been a lot of people on YouTube that have helped out. I mean, Simply Jan Homestead has helped. She started to GoFundMe and helped with starting up a fundraiser. And Steve over at Backwoods Misfit did the fundraiser and everything over there. A lot of channels donated merchandise and everything for the giveaway on that for those that did donate through the PayPal, Cash App, or the GoFundMe. And if people, sent stuff over to the Zelle, I just had to, make sure that their names got put on the wheel for the giveaway as well. I mean, it was set up nice, but it takes a lot of work to do those giveaways and fundraisers like that. Because it's, you got to keep track of who's sending money, and then you got to put their channel names in everything. And I mean, it takes a lot of work, and I thank them a whole lot for everything that they've done and everybody else that's donated.
Yeah. And you might later on want to do just a thank you video down the road once you get everything settled. And you could actually do a video and just run the names of the channels that helped.
Yeah, I mean, there's so many people involved, I couldn't even remember who they are. But I do thank people all the time, whether I'm doing a live or I'm in somebody's chat or I'm up on their lives. I'm always thanking everybody. I don't want to leave somebody out, so I just thank everyone for doing everything that they can. I mean, Kevin over at Tuber Chat, he sent him and his lady sent a gift over for my daughter for Christmas, and that meant a lot when everybody was sending stuff for my daughter for Christmas to help her. It made her feel real good because I ended up losing most of her Christmas presents in the house.
Oh, wow. That is so hard. And it brings tears to my eyes. It truly does.
Yeah, I mean, I've cried multiple times. I've even done it on my lives and other people's lives. I mean, it just destroys me, It still gets me a little bit every now and then. I thought cleaning up my devastation up here, cleaning up all the fire and everything like that, all the debris and everything would really get to me, but it actually felt pretty good getting it cleaned up and getting it out of the way.
Yeah, because
I'm actually sitting up here on the lot now. So I was up here trying to figure out how I'm going to do a few different things.
well, once you get through the cleanup, and that's going to be totally behind you, which is going to be wonderful for you. And I think just the act of cleaning it is going to help you tremendously also emotionally.
Yeah, it has. I can feel it, feeling better mentally and physically, it's taken a lot off my shoulders just cleaning it up. It's like when I went out to Arizona to my girlfriend's, I hurt almost all the way there. But when I got there and got off the plane, it's like I left a load behind me on that plane. And then spending the time that I did there, it really helped me out a lot, getting things figured out, straightened out, knowing where I'm going.
Right.
And now I know where I'm going. It's just a matter of getting it done. I'm putting videos out there. I've got, I don't know, like 3 videos out right now, I think, of the cleanup. And I got another one coming out Sunday. And then I got one. I try to keep my videos at like 30 minutes or less. But my next video, which is coming out Wednesday or Thursday, it's just over an hour long.
Make it a premiere and be there and talk to people. Make it a premiere. That way you can have more contact with the people that are watching. If it's a longer video, that's what I do. I make it a premiere.
Right.
I want to say this because Christy Betts says, God grant you better than you had before. When I was praying last night, God laid on my heart the book of Job. Have you ever read the book of Job?
I'm not a big religious person, but I do have my beliefs.
Okay. Well, Job is in the Old Testament of the Bible, and Job lost everything. Satan came to God and says, what about your servant Job? And he was testing God. And God said, you can take everything from him but his life. Well, he lost his livestock, his family, his wife. He lost everything. And his friends were coming and telling him it was better for him to die than to live, and that he should curse God and die. But in the end, God gave him back a double portion for what he had lost. So be expecting your double portion, my friend.
Well, I don't know about all that, but I guess if it happens, it happens. I just want to get a roof over my head and my daughter's head that we can call home, because living in my brother's RV isn't home to us.
Yeah. If you can get your hands on a Bible, go read the book of Job. It really is an interesting story in the Bible. But all through the Bible, it talks about carpenters and building and all kinds of things. And that fits you, Mark, because I think you're a builder. I think you enjoy building. And that was just laid on my heart really heavy last night when I was praying for you and Kira.
Yeah, I do enjoy the building and doing things, all I've ever done was hard labor my whole life. I was born and raised on a dairy farm. Then I went to construction, and that's where pretty much my life has stayed, was construction. The past 3 years have been pretty rough. It's coming up on 3 years anyway. I've had 7 kidney stone surgeries in the past 3 years. And
oh my goodness.
So those were rough, and I don't want any more. And I've changed my diet 3 different times, and I go back next month to find out if I still have 2 stones in me or not.
Yeah.
And I've had, I had my C6, C7 disc taken out of my neck, and I had shoulder surgery. I've had all that done in the past 3 years. And, right now I got, I got 5 bone spurs in my lower back, and I got a cyst in there that I've been trying to deal with. They were doing injections and stuff, but they weren't working. I'm like, right now, I can't mess around with it and have them want to do surgery, because I've got to get a roof over my head before I do anything.
Yeah. Is it a synovial cyst? Because I have that.
I'm not sure. All I know is it's right next to my spine.
Yeah. Mine is on a nerve bundle in my lower back between 4 herniated discs.
But, I want to get it done and taken care of. But right now, there's just, this is more important to us.
Right. Right
Like,
now, your focus is right because you have to focus on getting that roof over your head, and that's why I wanted to help you any way that I possibly could. And I know my means are limited, but I'm
right.
sending you something also.
Yeah.
I talked to him through email the other night and asked him what was the best option for him. So that's what I would suggest if you want to make sure all the money goes to him. Send it through the mail. Pay
Yeah. I
what
mean, you
you like,
can,
welcome in.
yeah,
And
send in Home Depot cards, Lowe's cards, or a Visa, that comes directly to us with no issues or anything. So,
right,
and, I mean, there's, like I said, there's a few channels that have done it. So, I mean, we appreciate the help that anybody gives us, even having us up on their lives, promoting everything for us or whatever, every little bit helps, if, everybody always wants to help everybody and everything. And then, a lot of times they don't. And, sharing is caring. And if it doesn't get out there, they don't get the help that they need. And like I've always said, someday it might happen to you and nobody's going to care if you don't care as well,
that's
that's just,
that's
that's the way,
exactly it.
yeah, I mean, that's the way I was raised about that. So, you help somebody now, expect it double fold when it comes back to you.
Absolutely. The budget preppers just came in. Thank you for coming. So glad
Yeah.
that you're here. We're
Yeah.
talking to Mark at Little Ridge Farm, and they lost their house and everything a few months back, and he is trying to rebuild for himself and his daughter Kira. So if y'all have a generous heart, you can go to the description box. There are several ways that you can contact him, or you can help him along his journey to get there. Winter is not too far off. I know we're in the spring months, but winters in New York are horrific, and they need that roof over their heads. You're getting a lot of comments. I don't know if you can see your comments or not, but Christy says, shaken down and pressed together. That's it. Um, the way God works is he takes our little bit and he will turn it into an abundance. I've seen it happen over and over again.
Yeah.
So, you know, I've seen him take my 10% that I donate to my church, or, and whatever we tithe our offerings above that. He takes that, and what we have left stretches, and it's just amazing to me how it works. I don't know how God does it, but he does it. And I'm praying that as you get these little chunks of monetary gifts, that it will stretch and you will find sales and you will find items, maybe secondhand items that you can use, or somebody will donate lumber or whatever that you might need. I keep praying for that
Yeah.
because I know those will help.
I picked up some recycled lumber where a guy was tearing down a mobile home and it had some good 2x6s and stuff. So I've got probably 40 or 50 of those. And, I try to recycle everything I possibly can if I can find anything to save a dollar here and there. It's just the way I've always been. I mean, I've got lumber on that trailer I probably reused 3 times, so um, it saves money and everything in the long run.
Yeah. I watched the 3 videos that you put out this week, and I actually watched them yesterday. I found a few moments I could sit down and actually watch, and you could actually see how badly burned everything was that he was pulling out of the the house, the tiny home that they were in. The washer and dryer were completely burnt.
Yeah, everything was gone. I mean, it was
The
burned right down to
roofing,
nothing.
yeah, the roofing was burnt, and I don't know if it's going to be salvageable or not. Um, but he is salvaging what he can off of that. So, he's going to do everything in his power to save that money for other items that he might need. And he ruined a pair of pants that he needs.
Yeah, they were my good pants for like going out and stuff. And when I went and looked at the lumber, I ended up catching a nail on the pants, ripped a hole in them, and I'm like, man. So now I'm down to 2 pairs of pants. But oh well. hopefully I can get another 2 pair here
Oh,
eventually, and I can have a couple for just work, you know.
so y'all Walmart cards, Walmart cards.
Yeah, I can't buy my pants at Walmart because of my height.
Oh, you can't. Okay.
I
Yeah,
have
you have to
to.
go to the big and tall store, don't you?
Yeah, well, I have to I either go to Tractor Supply and I get my jeans there, or I order them right offline. A lot of times with the black ones that I like, you know, for my dress pants, I have to order those offline.
Yeah. Well, Visa cards, you know, y'all can find a way to help him get some pants, I'm sure.
Yeah, because I mean, when I lost everything, I lost everything. I mean, Red
Wait,
Cross did come in and they gave us a $500 Visa card. I mean, that's all they did, and a couple little supplies, you know. But it helped. Every
right.
little bit helped, and thanks to my cousins for being about the same size as my daughter. I was able to use the Visa card mostly on me for, you know, pants and shirts and socks, and shoes. Because when I got back here to see my house burning down, I was in flip flop shorts and a t-shirt that day. So I
Mhm.
didn't have anything, and you know, I bought my daughter some stuff as well off from that. You know, like her undergarments. You know, I was like, she don't need those secondhand. So um, you know, and it's just, you know, I'm thankful for that. You know, if it wasn't for Red Cross, I probably would have had to borrow money from my brother or something, and that would have been hard.
Yeah.
And I mean, I've had, you know, people help us out with you know, getting set up in the RV too. They gave us dishes and all kinds of stuff from their cousins or relatives, friends, yard sales and stuff. They piled it all together and get was able to get us everything we needed for in there. I mean, I've had went through a lot of problems with that RV too when it first got here, but we got it figured out and set up and whatnot. And you know, I mean, like I said, there's been a lot of people that's helped, and it's unbelievable how many caring hearts there are out there, especially on YouTube. I think I've had more support on YouTube than I have here in my real life in the area that I live.
Well, that's absolutely the truth. And I've seen it since I've been on YouTube. I've seen it over and over again how the YouTube community pulls together when someone is in need. And I know that that's going to happen today also. I'd like to welcome in, I think I welcomed in the budget preference, but if I did not, I'm welcoming you in. And Alfonso Simmental, thank you
And
for
you
coming.
know, anybody that donates to like any of the things that are on my about section, the Zelle, GoFundMe, the PayPal, the Cash App, and all that, that money all goes towards the house. I don't use it for nothing else but to rebuild our house. Um, I have my checking account that I live on monthly, and if I help somebody out that's in need, I get it out of there. I mean, if somebody, a friend of mine's niece, her house burned down. They lost almost everything, and I donated $20 out of there for that. Somebody needed money in the tornado down there in Missouri, I think it was, you know, because they lost some family members and stuff. I donated $20 for that. You know, I mean, all that come out of my own personal account that I live on monthly, which is only like $1,200 a month. But you know, I do what I can to help. You know, it's just the way that I'm built, I guess. And
Yeah, I mean, we all live within a budget. I'm pretty sure.
yeah,
Uh, we live hand to mouth or paycheck to paycheck, and my little Social Security is nothing. I mean,
right.
literally nothing.
Yeah.
They
I
cut
mean,
it. They cut it back when my husband went back to work full time. So I'm barely getting a check.
yeah. And it's like I went downtown, did a few things one day, running some errands, and I stopped and got a chicken sandwich and uh, small fries and a small drink. And I was heading home, and it was a homeless guy in the corner says, I had a sign says, I'm hungry. I gave him my meal, and I came home and I made a tuna fish sandwich. I didn't have no problems with that because I knew he was, his belly was full and he was going to feel good for that night.
Yep. I'm the same way when I go out to places. If I see somebody that's hungry, I will buy them a meal. I won't hand them cash, but I will buy them a meal. And our church does Room at the Inn, which is a men's ministry that helps the homeless men in our area. And they always put together a bag for them that has the deodorant and the socks and bar soap, toothpaste, toothbrush, washcloths, and snacks. Something that they can eat on the go. The pop top cans with plastic silverware, something to drink.
That's what Kira and I do all the time. Every year we do it. We wasn't able to do it last year because we lost it all in the house because that was in there too. This year, I don't know if we're going to be able to get around to do that as well. But, water is a big thing for the homeless. That's their cooking or cleaning, washing up, everything, and drinking. They use water for everything. So, even just a few bottles of water to a homeless person means a lot to them.
Yeah, and we always stick a $5 bill in there because for them to go stay in one of the homeless shelters, they have to pay now. So that was another issue that we came across. But when they come to our church, they get cots to sleep on. They have showers. They can wash their laundry. We have a washer and dryer there that they can wash their laundry. They get counseling while they're there. They get fed supper and breakfast, and then when they leave, they have a packed lunch on top of that bag so that they're set for that day. And the majority of these men work. They have a full-time job, but they have family that they have to pay child support to, and they'd rather pay that child support and be homeless than not to be able to take care of their kids, which I give them kudos for it. So, not everybody out there that's homeless is a bad person. You still with me, Mark?
Yeah, I'm still here. I was just reading Alfonso's comment.
Yeah.
And that's true. Yeah, you can only work so many hours when you're on SSDI, and you can only make so much money before they start taking it away from you and cutting you off on things.
Yeah, I'm waiting for that to happen with me once I become monetized, which I'm really trying to get away from government assistance right now.
And because of my kidney stones and my surgeries in the past and everything, and then, all that, it just, I had to go down and ask for help, and that hurt a lot, for my pride, but, that's what it's there for. And if you can get the help, you get it. And now with the PayPal and everything else, I have a feeling they're going to shut me right off.
Well, God moves in mysterious ways. So if it happens, the good thing is that if it happens, you can go back in a year and reapply, and they'll generally, you don't have to go through the court and all that. They'll let you back on, but you have to prove it over a year's period.
Yeah.
My best advice to you is if you get it, spend it, keep your receipts, and let them know the situation.
Yeah, I told them that, I'm doing everything I can to try and rebuild and put a roof over our head. They're like, well, we can put you in a house. I was like, no, then you're going to take everything I have and I'm going to have nothing again. And right. I'm not going back to that.
Absolutely. I ended up almost dead 3 times within a 3-month period in the hospital. That's what stopped me from working. And I had to fight tooth and nail to get the SSI. They wouldn't even give me the full disability because one of the doctors lied.
Yeah, it's hard. There's always a loophole somewhere, but finding it's impossible. And then you got all kinds of hurdles. And it's hurdle after hurdle. It doesn't matter what you try to do. They want you on the system because then they get all the funding and everything, and they give you a little bit. That's the way I look at it. They want people on the system. They're not trying really hard to get them off the system or anything.
Well, they want us to be slaves to the system. I'm going to put that word out there. They want us to be slaves to the system, especially if you're on the SSI end. Now, SSD is different. They have different rules for SSD than they do for SSI. And I'm only 5 years away or 4 years away now from being able to get full Social Security. So I don't know if I'm going to hold out that long or not, but we'll see what happens. Hey, Destination Fund, come welcome in.
Yeah, I've helped others, raise money and stuff too. We did the Pafford Homestead fundraiser back in, it was like last June, July, and August, raising money for them so they could adopt their granddaughter. that was a big fundraiser and stuff. And then I ended up disappearing for a couple months because I was dying of kidney stones. So I didn't have no ambition in me whatsoever to do a video or even get on YouTube.
Yeah. Watch Dr. Berg. I think he's got a video on that, on the kidney stone issue.
Yeah, I've done all kinds of different things. Right now, I have to watch my oxalate intake. So,
yeah,
because your body makes so much oxalates, and now it's like 50 milligrams a day I have to take in at the most. I try not to go over that as much as possible. So I eat a lot of healthy food that I don't usually do. I have to stay away from red meats and bacon and
everything we love.
baked potatoes, and I have to stay away from a lot of sugars and the salts, and so it's rough.
Yeah, but he has a lot of good videos. He's helped me out tremendously with a couple of issues that I have, and it's usually a natural remedy that your doctor is not going to tell you, because the pharmaceutical wants that money. The pharmacies wants that money, and the doctors want that money. So I look for natural alternatives whenever I can. So he's a really good source or resource to have, and he's
Right.
free.
Yeah, I'm just doing whatever the doctors tell me to do. I even went to a dietitian without my doctor's permission, and kind of worked on different diets and kind of different things to kind of watch for. I mean, the oxalates is the big thing right now, so hopefully we'll get that straightened out. I'm hoping next month turns out good with the ultrasound, but I have my doubts. I had 2 kidney stones in me 2 months later after they took the other ones out, so I'm really hoping they dissolved, but I don't think they did.
Yeah, I passed them. I passed the gravel. I know I've had kidney issues all my life, so I pass gravel every once in a while, and it's painful.
Yeah, mine have not been able to pass. They've always been the size of M&Ms.
Oh my Lord. I feel
Yeah.
for you, my friend.
Yeah. So like I said, when it comes to the kidney stones, I don't wish them on nobody. And I don't want no more. And I'm doing everything I possibly can to avoid them, because after the 7 surgeries, it's enough.
Yeah.
I don't want any more.
I have a lady friend at church that has the same problem, and she's had so many surgeries. She says, I don't want another surgery. I don't want another surgery. And she's doing everything possible to try to stop it, but it's hereditary in her family. And it's like passing a baby.
Right. I mean, it's hereditary in my family too, because my mom and dad suffered with them. And I got 5 siblings, but I'm the only one that's suffering with them. Nobody else in my family's had them. So apparently I'm getting everybody else's pain, and I got to deal with it.
Right. Absolutely right. Well, it sounds like you've got your plans ready. You know exactly what you're going to be doing, and you know about how much money you need to get to that goal.
Yeah. I mean, I got, enough to get me started right now. And I know I'm going to be lacking some to get everything tightened up the way that I want, so I don't have to redo it again. Or, the siding's the big thing, the siding and the roof. That's the biggest thing when I'm redoing the RV and the insulation. It's those 3 things. And those are, the spray foam insulation is almost doubled in price, which is crazy.
Everything
So
has.
I might not be going with the spray foam, even though it's ideal. That's what I did in my tiny home, and I would love to be able to do it to this RV, but I'm not sure I'm going to be able to have $5,000 to do that.
Do you have a discount supply company?
I have places where we can go, but sometimes it's just you're better off spending the extra money to get better stuff. Because it's just I live out in the boondocks, so out here it's just very limited. I'd have to drive an hour away to go to a better place or something, and that takes money, and I don't have it. I don't go anywhere if I can help it. I save every dollar and every dime I can.
Right. One of the reasons I wanted to do this is my husband went through a fire as a child, and it was traumatic on him. Even today, if I have a candle or anything in the house going, he freaks out. So it can be a trauma that follows you the rest of your life. That's one of the reasons I was concerned about Kira, because I know what my husband has told me over the years.
Yeah. I mean, it's like, with the RV, getting that closed up and everything for the winter is my main priority. I do need to put an addition on, and that's where the expense is going to be because she's got to have her own bedroom. Because the RV's only got one bedroom. Almost all of them do, unless you get one with a bunk room. But this one only had a one bedroom, and that's it. But it's 31 feet long. It has 2 slides in it, and it's got, a good size bedroom in there. But for the price, it was $2,000, so I couldn't beat it. All the other ones with 2 bedrooms that I wanted were like $6,000 to $10,000, and it's like I can't afford that because I wouldn't be able to do anything else to it.
Right. Well, the reason I mentioned the discount supply is we have one here. That's how we got our roofing for our house, and it was actually a better quality roofing than Lowe's carried. It's discontinued. You can't match it, so you have to buy extra if you lose shingles or anything. But
yeah, I don't do any.
We saved a bundle of money doing that.
Yeah, I don't do shingles. I can't stand them. I don't like them. They blow off all the time. So I do metal roofing, and that's it.
Right. We couldn't afford
everything as maintenance free as possible.
Yeah, we couldn't afford the metal roof. We looked at the price, and it was like $15,000, and I'm like, no.
Yeah, when you're doing a full size house, I mean, it can be 15 to 20 grand easy.
Well, this is a small double wide mobile home. I mean, I was like floored.
Yeah. Well, there's 2 sides to it. So, I mean,
Yeah.
that's pretty much average 15 to 20,000. Cause I've done a few roofs like that over the past, and my brother just had it done on his house and his cost 15 grand. And, with the RV, it's just going to be it's just a small roof. So it's not going to be that much. And I'm doing it myself. So, it's going to be a whole lot cheaper. Usually when, people do it, they're paying 4 or 5 guys to get it done in 1 or 2 days, and they just collect a bundle.
Right. Hey, welcome in the Fitness Hutch. Welcome to our channel. We are talking with Mark with Little Ridge Farm.
I mean, technically the roofing and everything for your house is probably only, maybe 10 grand, and then the owner collected the rest of it.
Right. AA Con 50 is in the house. Welcome in.
Yeah, welcome in, everybody.
Mark with Little Ridge Ranch lost everything in a fire a few months ago. He's trying to rebuild for him and his daughter, Kira. And we're trying to get his roof on before winter hits, which is just a few months away. So, y'all, if you can, go into the description box below and donate. There's several different ways you can donate, or you can email him and talk to him, or you can mail him a Visa or Lowe's or Home Depot gift cards. Any of that will help him tremendously.
Yeah, Home Depot, Lowe's. I mean, that's where I get all my lumber and most of my supplies. Sometimes I have to go to HEP for my electric and plumbing. It just depends.
Well, we want to try to get you as much as we can because the time is short, y'all. It's April now. It's mid-April, and winter starts up there in October.
Yeah.
Sometimes in September.
Yeah, and with the RV, the propane furnace, I'll never use it.
Right.
They suck so much propane, and they're not efficient. And the same way with their water heaters are the same way. So I got to replace those. Like I said, and I'm going to put a regular toilet in there, so the plastic one will be coming out. I'm going to try and update everything I possibly can before I put the siding back on. So,
Right.
all the 12-volt electrics coming out of it, and I'm going to run new electric for all the lights and everything. So everything's more like a regular house.
Yeah. We've been toying with the idea of getting a pellet stove because they don't catch fire. So we've been toying with that idea because we wanted to put a pot-bellied stove in our double wide and use it as a backup source for heat. And insurance companies would not cover that, but they will cover the pellet stoves. So you might want to check into that.
Yeah, I'm not doing anything like that. My tiny home, I did it all electric, and I'm going to be doing this RV the same way. I'm doing all
Okay.
electric, other than I'm going to put a propane fireplace in there just to kind of, have
Right.
that little bit of a, fire look in the wintertime. And I'm just going to, that's mainly for backup. So if the electric ever went out, I still have that.
Right. Well, see, that would be what the pellet stove would be for us if we put it in. We haven't made the decision yet. See, our house is all electric too, so I understand. Um, and New York is notorious for not having anything but electric um, floor heat. Years ago, when I lived up there, it was in the floor, and
Right.
it would absolutely burn you out if you turn your temperature up to 50 degrees. If you close the door on a bedroom or something, you would absolutely be in a sweat box. Couldn't believe
Yeah.
it.
I would love to be able to put the electric floor heating in the RV, but that's quite the expense as well.
Right.
And you still got to have another source of heat in case something ever quits. Is
Yeah.
if that electric floor heating quit, you got to have another source of electric heat or something.
Yeah.
If that ever quit, you got to have another source, especially up here in New York, any place where it's cold. You got to have a backup one way or another. I don't want to run no kerosene heaters or anything like that.
No.
I want to keep it a lot cleaner and because those kerosene heaters, they leave a film on your walls and all that, and I don't like the smell of them or anything.
Yeah, we switched over to it has no odor to it because we have oil lamps. We use that as a backup when the power goes out. And my husband and I fought over that one too. But I told him, I said, as long as there's nothing around that oil lamp, there's nothing going to happen. So, um, we do have some solar energy lights and stuff that we can use also.
Yeah, before my place caught on fire, I actually bought some of that it's like the kerosene in the can, get from Lowe's or whatever. I can't remember the name of it, but it doesn't have the smell and everything to it. Because I was going to get like a small kerosene heater for a backup because that's all I could afford at the time. But I never got a chance to buy the heater, but I had the fuel anyway.
Right. Thank you for coming in, Fitness Hutch. I really appreciate you spending a little time with us. My
Yeah.
computer is so slow, y'all.
Yeah, it's like, the addition I want to put on, it's for a bedroom and another bathroom, for even if it was just a half bath, because the RV has the bathroom, it's inside the big bedroom. So I'd like to put another half bath or a full bath in, eventually in the addition, and have like a mud room and a place for a washer and a dryer, because there's no place for a washer and dryer in that RV.
Yeah. They do have efficiency washers that you can buy. Um, that's a washer and dryer in one. I've seen it on Tessie's Homestead.
Yeah, the drying process on those take a whole lot longer.
Right.
They don't
Dot
dry too
chicken.
well.
Dot chicken's in the house. Welcome in. Welcome in. Glad you're here. Um, they also have other types of washer, like apartment size washer and dryer that stack, that
Yep.
take up more space.
Yep, that's all I need.
Yeah.
I just need like a about a $1,500 set. I don't need like the $4,000 set that my sister bought and stuff like that. I mean, the set I had in my place was probably 3,500. But the next one I get is just going to be a the $1,200 one or something like that. I won't be able to put comforters or whatever into it. I'll just go down to my sister's and use her heavy duty one.
Right. I understand. The chicken wants to know how the cleanup is going.
Watch my videos, but it's going, it's getting there. I don't want to say anything, because I'm a little bit ahead of my videos. I got to have a video coming out Sunday, and I have another video coming out, I think Wednesday or Thursday. I mean, you can see behind me, it's just a kind of a mess here.
Yeah. It doesn't look too bad in the picture where you're sitting at, but
No,
you do watch
I'm facing the other direction from everything else.
Yeah, but if you go and look at those last 3 videos that he dropped, he's got a lot of work ahead of him.
Yeah, and I ended up keeping all the metal roofing. So possibly when I do my chickens coop and their run and stuff, I'll put that right up next to the fence and I'll cover it with dirt so critters and stuff can't get in there. And
you can also take them and have them coat it so that it won't leach any kind of chemicals or anything into your soil. Put some kind of coat on them.
yeah, I don't think it'll be a big deal the way that it is anyway. I wish I could use the roofing again, but it's not possible.
All right. But anyway,
so I'm just going to use it for whatever I can. I think a lot of it will be around my chicken coops and stuff, so nothing can dig underneath it.
Right. Anything that is going to protect your flock when you get them, definitely do, because we have coyotes and we have black panther here and cougars, and then we have all the birds of prey. We have fox.
Yeah, it's like my building. I was going to put my office out there, and then I was going to have the one big area where I have my quail down one wall and my rabbits down the other, and that's still my plan for that building. But I have 2 sheds I got to go get that was given to me. They're a little bad shape, but I know I can reuse all the framing for my chicken coops.
There you go.
Like I said, I try to recycle everything I can. If somebody's got something they want to get rid of and they're just going to destroy it, get a hold of me first.
Yeah, why am I repeating? I don't know why I'm repeating. That's weird. Anyway, my phone was buffering, so maybe it was picking up on the buffer. I don't know. But we recycle, we reuse, we repurpose, all that. So I'm a real proponent of that. So use what you can and do the best with what you get.
Yeah. And, I have piles of stuff, from the debris from the house and everything. And I was going to burn it and all that. And I'm like, man, this is just going to be a pain. I think I'm going to end up just digging a hole and burying it. And it'll be fine like that over in the one area. So I'd rather get a dumpster, but I'm not paying $450 for a dumpster. I just want it out of my sight.
Right.
I don't want to look at it, even if it's in a pile and I have to wait for the burn ban to lift and everything. I'm like, nah, I'll just get it out of here. I'll bury it if I have to.
Yeah. Burying is a good option. Christy said she had a cougar run across her property 2 days before Thanksgiving in broad daylight. That's when we usually see them. We see them in daylight here. They have yet to cross our property, but we've seen them at the end of our road. So we live right in behind a state park where everything is protected. So I know New York State had bears. I remember bears hitting cars.
Yeah, we got bear around here every now and then. They walk up and down through here every year.
Yep.
Yeah, I like the alternative building, but that's just too much time and expense that I don't have. I would love to be able to do an aircrete dome, but I just don't have the time to do it.
Right.
And they don't cost that much. It's just, it's a lot of, it's just labor and time, and I don't have that. So I've just got to do what I got to do. And I actually have a live coming up, I think next Friday, as long as everything goes well, about a lady that did an aircrete dome. She did 4 of them. And that'll be an interesting interview I do with her.
Welcome in our new land. I'm so glad that you're here.
Because I do interviews on my channel. So I interview people that's in tiny homes or doing the homesteading, or, they just have a channel they want to promote or whatever. And I do whatever types of interviews I can on my channel.
That's great. I'm glad that you do that. I was going to say that if anybody knows how to do grants out there, they might be able to contact Lowe's and Home Depot and maybe get supplies that you need donated. That would be a suggestion that I would make.
Yeah, that would be great. I've reached out to some people, about some of the supplies that I'm going to use and see if they'll, cut me a deal on them or sponsor me or something on my channel. They won't do nothing.
Right. But if it gets into the right, if you get your videos out there and people are sharing them out, a lot of times these companies are out there and they will contact you and say, I can send you such and such, to help you along the way. If you do a product review, do it.
Yep, I would do a product review. I mean, that's what I said to the channels or the companies when I called and talked to them. I said, I'll do a product review on your stuff, and I'll do a 1 year update on it if it's something that needs a 1 year update, and I'll put the info out there. And they're like, oh, we don't want to do that and this and that. And I say, all right. I said, but I'm still going to use your product, but I'm covering up the name and I'm not going to say what it is.
Right. Yeah, because free advertisement is really good for companies. They pay a lot of money for their advertisements. And so they're always looking for someone that's going to advertise them. So, but if other people are coming to them and saying, look, I know this guy, he's on YouTube, he's got the video proof that he's going through this. And if you help him out, he will do product reviews for you. You'd be surprised. And to be honest with you, I'm really surprised some of these big companies have not picked up on it yet.
Yeah, I'm waiting to hear back from the one place where I usually get my metal roofing to see if they'll donate roofing to me or at least cut me a nice deal on it.
Yeah. Sometimes you can get the end cuts, where they have end cuts and use those pieces. And that'd be really good on a chicken coop. Thank you for coming in, Angela Cooks. I appreciate you coming in. And did I write your name down? I don't think I wrote her down. Yeah, I did. Okay. I'm writing down everybody's name because y'all will get some watch time from me sometime in the next 2 weeks. I'm not going to guarantee this week, but sometime in the next 2 weeks, I will do some watch time with each channel that has come through. I do this on all my lives, and this is no different.
Yeah, I try to, watch everybody's videos as much as I possibly can. Even at night when I go to bed, I'll run somebody's playlist or whatever. And, I'm not using the computer at night when I'm sleeping, so I just let it run.
Right.
That's just what I do. I used to have, when I had my computer in the tiny home, after my mom passed, got a little bit of money from that. And I had enough to buy me a computer setup and everything for my YouTube. And I had the 3 screens, and then I had the laptop, that I got my daughter, and then I had my phone. So I was always running 5 different channels constantly.
Right.
Now it's like I'm very limited. I got my phone and my laptop or my daughter's laptop, and that's it.
Yeah. Well, I work off a laptop and my cell phone. That's all I use. So it's very limited. You're right. And I don't always get the best quality pictures either.
Right.
But
I bought that computer system because of the YouTube. It just made life a lot easier for doing, watching different channels and watching 2 or 3 at the same time. And, and then I was going to get into the editing and everything like that. And I don't edit my videos. I've been learning a little bit of it. I haven't got into it big yet. It's kind of hard on my phone and this laptop, but I'm trying to figure it all out. Most of my videos, I let it play. I'll walk behind the camera, I'll push pause, and I'll do something. Then I'll go over and unpause it and then move on to the next step.
Right. And see, my problem right now is my internet service. I'm at the lowest tier that they have. I need to up it because I buffer. And it's because I'm watching so much video that it's buffering. I'm using up a lot of data.
Yeah, I have to use a hotspot. I went through AT&T for a hotspot, but every week or so I was refilling it, and I'm like, I can't do this. It was a prepaid one, so I found a company to go through, and I got a hotspot through them, and it's completely unlimited, and I've had absolutely no issues with it whatsoever. And it's like $64 a month.
Right. Well, I'm paying, I think it's 59 right now. So my next tier up will be 79, which is probably what I need to do anyway, because I'm doing so much on YouTube. When I first started, though, I wasn't doing that much on YouTube. Hey,
Right.
Michelle Crochets in Kansas, welcome in.
Yeah, it was hard to get internet out here. The cable stops right here at the neighbors, and it was $10,000 to get it over here. And I'm like, I ain't paying 10 grand to have cable. I'll figure something else out for internet. And the satellite systems and stuff, they have their issues too. And I was like, I don't want those either.
Right,
So I ended up getting a hot spot, and I absolutely love it.
right. And we have antenna TV. We don't do cable. I refuse to pay high price for anything.
Yeah,
And
I don't have TV either.
we use a lot of DVDs in our house. You know, if we don't like what we see on TV, we'll pop in a DVD or we'll go to the Roku and watch
Right.
something there.
Yeah, I probably had about 300 DVDs in my home when it burnt. So Kira lost all her DVDs and I lost all mine. We used to watch them over and over all the time.
AR Guns, thank you for coming in, my friend. You need to put a list out of DVDs. Maybe people have them in their house and they'll send them to you.
Well, the thing is, I mean, I've had people ask me about an Amazon list and stuff like that. I have an Amazon list, but it's hard for me to put that out there and stuff because I really have no place to store anything right now.
Right. That's true
My,
too. I didn't think
my
about
barn
that.
is all, it's right now, it's just all my tools and building supplies and stuff like that in there. That's gonna be my little workshop. And I don't want anything in there that's going to get ruined or, critters are going to get into or whatever. So, it's easier for me to just wait until, I get a roof over our heads and then I'll put the Amazon list out there. I might break my Amazon list up in a couple of different sections to where this is the stuff I need now and put that out there. And then the stuff I need later, I'll worry about and put it out there all on one,
That would be very smart. Thank you for coming in, Christy. I appreciate it. And Canadian Family Life is in the house, so welcome in.
Yeah, and I've had a problem with my address getting packages delivered and they were getting returned. I'm like, what is going on? So I went and got a P.O.Box. I paid the $60 for the year for that. I said, I'll just get the P.O.Box and be done with it.
Right. I pay for my P.O.Box too because, well, for one, I don't want everybody knowing my address, but it's easier for me to run down to the post office and pick up packages than have them delivered to my house sometimes.
Yeah, and the post office here is only like 3/4 of a mile from me. So
Mine's about 4 miles from my house. So,
I was like, that ain't so bad to run to the post office every day if I need to.
right. So, y'all, you can drop a card in the mail, a gift card in the mail. You can contact him by his email. He's got several different ways that you can donate if you want to help him out. They're listed below this live in the description box, or you can go to his About page.
Yep, and Square County Homestead's selling T-shirts for us, and all the proceeds come to us. They have their channel over there, and there's a video out probably 3 weeks ago explaining how to get a shirt and
They're pinned at
put Little Ridge Farm in the comment section at checkout, and it's only $15 for a shirt and $5 for shipping roughly, and then all the proceeds come to us.
And the link is pinned at the very top for Square. What is the name of it? Square County
Homestead.
Square County Homestead. Y'all, I can't talk today.
Yeah, he's got a great channel.
I'm having a little bit of allergies and sinus issues going on. That's why I put in there, you need to do all the talking because I wasn't sure I was going to be able to talk today.
Right. And, it's great that Chris and his wife are doing that with the shirts, because a lot of people, they don't mind donating and not getting nothing back. Some people are like, if you want to buy a shirt, you buy a shirt. You'll be able to promote our channel. And, it also helps us be able to rebuild as well.
Right. And in October is Kira's birthday. So October, y'all need to mark your calendars, write down his address and send her birthday cards and help her out because she's struggling with this also. She's 10 years old. She's going to be 11. It would be a great support for her to receive cards from everybody.
I had to put her in, she had to go to counseling. So she's doing that now and talking to somebody about everything. Cause it wasn't just the devastation of the house. It was the passing of my mom. So it's been, it's been pretty rough for her for the past year.
Yeah. And that's such a tender age too.
And
You
she's
know,
so precious, I mean, everybody just loves her to death. I mean, she's a great kid. I couldn't ask for a better kid, and I don't know how I got so lucky.
yeah, she's in her preteens, so that's a very, very hard time for a young woman to go through. So I feel for you as a dad, but it's also a very special time.
Yeah, I enjoy every minute I get with her, and I'll, I'd rather spend it with her than do anything else.
Right. Absolutely. And, uh, I love my grandkids, but I remember raising my daughters by myself, and I know how hard it is to be a single parent. Um, and the kids going back and forth between the parents, that all of that plays into it. It's all psychological for a child.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, Kira would rather be with me than be over at her mom's, but right now it's just kind of her best choice is to be there as much as possible.
Right. And I know that hurts you.
It does. It really does. I mean, when I lived in the carport and stuff, it was a little rough there too. But I mean, I still got her on, a couple of days a week or whatever, because it was kind of like camping in the carport. And same way with the RV, it's kind of like camping in there. I have to give up a couple of days a week, then that's what I have to do. I just know she'll be more comfortable, and I don't have to worry about her so much.
Right.
I do miss her though. I mean, when I go from 4 or 5 days a week down to two, it's rough.
Yep.
I
I
mean,
wasn't sure. I wasn't sure if you were going to have her on today or not. I didn't even ask you.
nah,
But
she's in school. Um,
yeah. Well,
like when I was in Arizona, it was hard being away from her. But she told me, when I told her, I said, "What do you think about Daddy going to Arizona for a while?" She's like, "You just do what you got to do, Daddy. You need to find yourself again, because I know it's rough for you." And that just kind of broke my heart.
yeah, that shows she's very mature for her age. That shows she's very, very mature.
See, it chokes me up just talking about it.
Yeah. Well, I love my daughters as much as you love your daughter. I know what you're going through. Um, and it was hard on me as a single parent. Of course, my ex-husband was a deadbeat dad, unfortunately. Um, and he would pull stunts all the time. He would say he was showing up and never show up. And it all played into their psychological well-being. And I had them in counseling as early as I could get them in there. I'm not going to lie about it, because I knew that I wasn't going to be able to handle everything that they were going through. And I'm still learning. My kids are 40, 37 and 40 years old now. And I'm still learning about some of the trauma that they went through as a child. And I was really surprised. So don't be surprised 20, 30 years from now you find out things that you didn't know about.
Right? Yeah, I know. It's like I have an older daughter too, but she don't talk to me, and nobody knows why. She won't tell anybody why she won't talk to me. She won't even tell her mom or nobody. And I have a grandson and a granddaughter that I only got to see 3 times, and that bothers me. But I don't let it affect me in my life with Kira.
Right.
I have to make sure that she gets taken care of, and that's all that matters. My oldest, she'll either come around or she'll regret it.
Yeah. And see, I've gone through things with my daughters, and um, I don't understand this generation. I really don't. Because family is so important, and that family relationships. And I really don't understand why the children of today, and it's not just your children or mine, but there are hundreds of families that are so broken and, disconnected. And it's unfathomable. I can't even say the word right. Unfathomable to even believe that this is happening in our nation. And I think a lot of it's coming from, pardon my expression, but liberal politics. We see so much of it in the news, um, and it's family fighting families over stupid issues. So I don't know the situation with your daughter, but I'll pray about it and I'll ask God to intervene, and maybe she will come around and finally express what's going on so that it can be resolved. Because
Yeah,
that is a heavy issue to carry.
yeah, like I said, everybody tried to find out why she don't talk to me. I mean, she didn't even talk to my mom after moved out of my place and stuff. I mean, she was a good girl too. I mean, just like Kira. I mean, she was great. And then I don't know, after she got out of high school, she just like completely changed, and she was just a whole different person after that. Nobody knows, or nobody will even understand, you know.
Right.
She won't talk to anybody about it. She won't go to counseling or nothing, talk to anyone. So I guess she's just got to live with her choices. And like I said, she'll either come around or she'll regret it.
Yeah. And sometimes it just takes time, you know. Um,
Yeah.
for,
And everybody's
for
like,
her
well,
to work.
maybe you just need to keep contacting her. I said, I've tried contacting her.
No, sometimes.
Last time I seen her and I sat down and we talked. We swapped phone numbers because she changed her phone, and I messaged her to, go out to dinner, and she wouldn't contact me back or anything. And I contacted her 3 more times after that, and I said, well, she's not going to talk to me, then I guess that's it. I think she
Yeah.
just talked to me, at the family picnic because we were there in front of everybody, and she just kind of dealt with it or something. I don't know, but
Right.
well,
But
it is what it is.
sometimes you just need that space and let them have that space. Whatever issue it is, it may not even be directed at you. It may be something else that she's dealing with, and she just doesn't want to share it with you.
Yeah, she won't share it with nobody.
Yeah.
My mom even asked her, "How come you don't talk to your dad? How come you don't talk to me much anymore?" She's like, "I don't want to talk about it." That's all she ever says.
Yeah.
My sister still asks her every time she runs into her, you really should talk to your dad, and we don't understand why you won't. She's like, "I don't want to talk about it."
Right.
I'd understand if I abused her or anything like that, but I never did. I've never laid a hand on either one of my kids. I know what it was like to get, hurt and everything when I was a child. I went through a lot with my dad and everything, and I was like, I'll never do that to my kids, so I just, I don't know.
Well, the few videos that I have watched of you and Kira interacting with one another, I know that you're a really good dad. So there's
Yeah.
no question there. And sometimes when children grow up, you just got to give them that little bit of space for a while for them to come to their own terms.
Yeah, as Gail was saying, that she only calls us now when she wants something. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
that's kind of like how my oldest was too from the start. She'd only call me when she wanted something, and I'd call her out on it, and then she finally quit talking to me completely.
Yeah. Mine still do it. Mine still do that. They'll call me when they want something.
Yeah.
And,
And I know if something devastating ever happened, like she lost everything or whatever, I would be there to help her no matter what, whether we're talking or not.
because
That's
we
just
have,
me,
yeah, well, we have unconditional love for our children.
Yeah.
God gives you that. You have
Yeah,
unconditional love.
I wasn't blessed with a son, so it bothers me that I have a grandson I can't see, but it is what it is. I try not to let it affect my life and Kira's life, and that's the biggest thing.
Right. You'd think your oldest daughter would want to have contact with her sister. So um, that,
She
that's kind of,
does. She does talk to her sister now and then. She takes her Christmas gifts, birthday gifts. So they do see each other a couple times a year. That's about it. I
yeah,
wish there was more contact there because, I mean, they're like I said, they're a lot alike, and Kira just loves her sister, and she wishes she would be around more too. But I told her, I said, well, we can't let it bother us. She has a life of her own and her kids and everything, so she's just busy, and that's what I tell her.
yeah,
So it bothers me, but I don't let it bother me.
yeah. Well, we can always, pray for our children, no matter where they're at, and whether we see them or not. Um, it's hard on my husband. He's got a daughter that he hasn't seen since she was about 3 or 4 years old. And she's a grown woman with 5 kids.
Right.
So it's very hard.
Yeah, it is.
We're in that disconnected society spiral, whatever you want to call it. And we're going down that rabbit hole that has no end with families. It's sad.
Right. And it's like everything here that I'm trying to build, the little homestead and everything. If anything ever happened to me, it's all going to Kira. If my oldest ain't going to be in my life, then she's just going to end up with nothing, and
Right.
my sister's like, well, that's horrible of you. I said, why is it horrible of me? She has nothing to do with me, so why would I want to leave her anything?
Yeah.
I'm doing everything I can for Kira, and that's the way I look at it.
Yeah. Well, you got to do what you got to do, and you have your right to your opinion. You have a right to leave whatever you have to whoever you want to leave it to. And children or not, they don't have a say in it.
Yeah.
My girls were kind of disappointed because I told them we only own this property that we're on, and I want to leave the property to my grandsons. I want them to have some place, even if they only use this house as a summer house to go visit. I want them to have some place. My daughters are grown, and they've made their life, make a living, but my grandsons are coming up in a world that is so ugly. I want them to have a safe haven.
Yep. I mean, I worry about what my grandkids are going to get into when I'm gone. The world's going to be a whole different world by then.
It's already a different world, unfortunately.
Yeah, it's changing. I mean, it's changing drastically, but us older people don't have many years left, so it's hard to say what it's going to be like for our grandkids.
Right. It truly is. Everybody that's here, if you would just go share this live out. We're going to stay on maybe for another 20, 30 minutes and talk. And I really do appreciate Mark taking time out of his busy life and clean up to sit down and talk with me and to share what's going on and where he's at with this cleanup and trying to get a roof over their head before winter. So that's where we're at.
I keep putting videos out as much as possible of everything that I'm doing. So, people can keep updated on everything. Get on lives every now and then. I've been pretty whooped lately to where I don't get on lives very long. I got up on Peaceful Deserts last night for a little while. I'm beat. I'm out of here. It just, I try to video everything I possibly can.
Right.
When I get to the remodel of the RV and everything, hopefully that's going to bring in some people that are in RVs, tiny homes and everything as well. And that'll help my channel out.
Yeah, a whole new genre.
Yeah, I mean, because my channel is about, a tiny home, tiny animals, and just building a tiny homestead.
Right.
And keeping everything tiny and hoping it brings everybody in from those different communities. And now it's going to be the RV community because I'm turning an RV into a tiny home this time around.
Right. It's so important that you stay centered and you take time for yourself because you've had such a burden on you since this tragedy happened. And I want you to know that as a community, we're here for you. So if you need to reach out to me or someone else that you feel comfortable and you need to just spill the beans, I'll be available, or I know others will be too. And it won't go any further than what you want to tell us.
Right. Yeah, I have some pretty good support. So if I need anybody to talk to, I have them. I talk to my girlfriend a lot about everything.
Yeah.
But sometimes I need another person to talk to because sometimes the way that she thinks is a little bit different than mine. And I mean, she's great though. I have a great girlfriend and she's amazing. And I'm hoping in September, if I can, I'm going to take a break from all this, after building and everything. And I'm going to go visit some people for a couple weeks and everything. I know by then I'm going to be just like, okay, I just need to get away for a bit.
Yeah. But you
I
got to
don't
use
know if I can afford it. I mean, every dime might just keep going in the house, and then I'll be, broke through the winter. So
well, you live day to day. We all do.
yeah.
If you wanted to have a garden, what kind of seeds would you want?
Oh, I don't even know. I haven't even thought about it, but because I don't know when I'm going to get to the garden now.
Yeah.
Um,
Well, I mean, even if it's not this year, I'm putting that out there because I have a ton of seeds. Um, and
yeah, I know.
I could send you some seeds if you want
Yeah,
seeds.
I know I'll be wanting tomatoes, lettuce, onions, radishes, anything for like making tossed salads. Because I eat a lot of tossed salads. Um, I'm not too big on cucumbers, but I do them now and then. Watermelon, my kid loves watermelon, so she's big on watermelon and strawberries. That's her thing. She's not big on vegetables. But I mean, other than that, I really don't know. I haven't given it much thought because my process was get the animals, and then while I'm doing getting the animals done, I'll be doing the compost, and then I can start working on my gardens and getting those prepared for a couple years or whatever. But I
Right.
was going to do a couple little raised beds that I could do in the process while I was waiting for that, which was just going to be tomatoes and lettuce and maybe some onions. And that was kind of simple just because that's what I eat a lot of.
Yeah.
Well,
Well, that makes sense.
I've lost 130 pounds and I've kept it off for 4 years and I want to keep it that way.
Right. And rabbit poop is your best bet for your garden because it's a slow release nitrogen.
Yeah.
So it won't burn your plants. So if you're raising rabbits, that's the best fertilizer you could put on there. Chickens and quails. I don't know about quail, but
Yeah, it's
chickens,
all hot.
it's hot
Yep.
nitrogen. Ducks, if you have ducks, ducks can go directly onto your garden
Yeah, I want
fertilizer.
to eventually get ducks and everything as well. It's just, it's all a process here. So,
Yeah. Well,
it's
I'm
just
just throwing
slow
things out
process.
at you because
Yeah.
I want you to think about good things that are coming. Um, uh, colors. Let's see. How do I put this? What colors does your daughter like?
Blue.
Blue.
Yeah. That's her favorite color.
And what kind of games and toys is she into?
She's into Stitch, which is from Lilo and Stitch.
Yeah.
She's into that big time. Games. She's she does the roadblocks on her iPad, and that's about it. She doesn't do
Roblox.
much else. I mean, her big thing's art. She really wants to get some more paint and canvases. That's the one thing that she hasn't gotten back yet was her canvases that she had and her paint supplies. But she does have pretty much close to everything else when it comes to drawing on paper and stuff. Because she wants, she's an artist and she wants to go to art school and she wants to own an art gallery.
Oh,
That's her goal.
that's a good goal to have. I'm an artist, so I understand that goal.
Yeah.
I haven't shared much of my artwork, but
if anybody wants to send us stickers, and we'll send stickers back and we'll do the lives or whatever and do the mail calls on them stickers. Kira loves doing that. We started our sticker board and everything. And I'm trying to get her into drawing something for everybody and send it back to them.
I want to welcome in Annie's Kitchen and Urban Homestead.
So if anybody wants to send a sticker and then just put in your favorite thing that you like collect or whatever. And she's been getting into drawing flowers big time. So and she'll do a drawing and then we'll send it back to you with our sticker.
That's awesome. She want acrylic paints. I'm assuming.
I think that's what they are. She would know if she was here, but
Because we I know where to get the canvas and the acrylic paints and so forth. So
Yeah, she had a couple canvas paintings that she did that I had hung up in my house, and they're gone. And then she had like maybe 10 other canvases that she was going to be able to get to, but I just, she lost it all. So, but yeah, I think it's the acrylic paint for sure.
yeah. So acrylics, paint brushes, canvases, stuff like that. That would be a great Christmas or birthday gift to send to her. Or you could go ahead and just send it to, any kind of paint supplies. I'm sure she would appreciate. Watercolor is great too.
Yeah, or even an Amazon gift card, and she can pick out what she wants right off Amazon.
Yeah. So that there's some ideas for everybody. Um, well, I really and truly have appreciated you being with us. I know it's taken a lot of time out of your day. I hope that it was relaxing enough for you that you didn't feel too overwhelmed doing this.
No, I'm pretty good about getting up on lives, and I've been talking about this, on all kinds of different channels over the past few months anyway.
Right.
It's, I'm pretty comfortable about doing it. It didn't take too much time out of my day because all I was doing today was laundry and cleaning up a few things and doing a couple things up here. That's it. My back is kind of shot, so I'm going to take a couple of days off and just kind of relax so I don't get laid up for a few days.
Yeah, do some back stretches. That helps me.
It's 85. It's going to be 85 degrees here, so I'll probably take in some sun and work on my tan already.
You're getting sun and I'm getting clouds.
Yeah. Well, like I said, it's 85 degrees here today. It was the same yesterday, and come Sunday and Monday, it's going back down to 50 and below.
Yeah, it's been a crazy spring.
So next week it'll probably be kind of cool like that, which ain't bad because I don't mind working when it's a little bit cooler. Yesterday I was so hot I couldn't stand it. I can't explain why it was so hot and I couldn't stand it, but you'll see in the video coming up on Thursday.
Barb's Country Home is in the house, y'all. She's almost at her 1K. Y'all need to go over there and friend her if you haven't already. Barb, drop your link by typing in the word hillbilly. We got some new friends in the house, so maybe you don't know them yet, and maybe we can get y'all connected.
Yeah, welcome in, Barb. And I always usually connect to everybody if they connect with me. If I haven't and I missed you, then I usually find out eventually. But sometimes, those connections, you lose them. And I just have to connect back. I've had to do that multiple times.
Yeah, what I found is you do 3 to 5 minutes of watch time. Then you do the like and the friendship and all that. And if you get that, don't do it the same day. Wait a day or two and then go and friend them back. That's usually secures it. But because YouTube is frowning on that one-to-one connection.
Yeah, I don't do the sub to sub thing, but I do connect with everybody. And if I watch, you have content that I'll watch, I watch it. And you're not going to watch everybody's content every week. You might find one video that they put out that month that you're going to be interested in watching. Right. That's all that matters.
I'm doing it again.
And I have my channels that I watch just like everybody does, and they're dedicated to those channels, and that's what they do. This summer, it's going to be hard for me to keep up with everybody's videos. I have to concentrate on putting a roof over my head and my daughter's head and putting the content out there. And wintertime is when I really kind of spend my time on YouTube and the channels, doing everything. Right now it's like I spend all day, every day out here as if I can, and I don't have the time. And then come nighttime, it's like I just want to relax, and I'll join in a little chat here and there, but then it's like I'm going to bed.
Yeah. I'm repeating again. I don't know why my computer's doing this. But anyway, y'all get over and check out Mark at Little Ridge Farm. Go watch some of the videos on what happened to his tiny home, the fire, the destruction that took away their home, what he's doing for the cleanup. He's living in a borrowed camper right now. He's hoping to get a camper in soon. He's going to have to raise the roof because he's a very tall man, and he's got to get that roof done before winter hits. So anything that y'all can do to help him would be truly appreciated by Mark, especially, but also by me. I really do love our YouTube family. You are family to us, Mark, and the YouTube community have really rallied around you to help you along the way. I just want to help you a little bit further if I'm able to. I don't know if anybody's going to be able to do anything or not, but prayer is number one. Monetary gifts would be truly appreciated. Think about his daughter, though, 10 years old, to have gone through this. That's a hard thing to go through. And, if we can help them in small ways with small gifts, that would be great. And I know that God will bless us for doing what we're going to do for you, but you're going to be the one that's truly blessed.
Yeah, and like I said, I'm gonna work on my Amazon wish list. I'll probably do that tonight or something, and
Yeah.
I'm gonna put that link out there of the things that I'm gonna need when I do my rebuild and stuff. Because there's a few things that I'm gonna need because of the way that the walls and stuff are on an RV and everything. I got to make them better, and the way I'm gonna be doing my siding and everything, I got to get a couple a tool for that. So. And my air compressor quit, so I got to get one of those, but I'll get that eventually.
There's always something that breaks down, I know.
Oh, I know. It's like, went to get the power washer out and run that, and that thing don't run now. And, my air compressor quit for some reason. I don't know why, but that won't even turn on or nothing.
Get down, Coco.
I had my electrician look at it, and he's like, I have no clue. So the only thing we can think of is just as set up, and it just has to either be rebuilt, but it's just better to buy a new one, the way I look at it.
Right.
It's an old one anyhow. It's probably 15 years old, and it was due for a new one. But it definitely, it worked last year, and over the past 3 years, building our tiny when I needed to use my air nailers and different things anyway.
Do y'all have a Northern Tools up there?
Yeah, we got one down here.
Yeah.
I like some of their stuff, but some of their stuff I don't.
Yeah, a lot of their stuff is crap, but
Yeah.
The air tanks are pretty decent.
Yeah, we have a Harbor Freight too, and some of their stuff is good, some of their stuff isn't. You get what you pay for.
Right.
Sometimes I don't have a problem paying the extra, $10 to $50 more for something that's better quality. It's going to last me a lot longer.
Right.
My cordless set, I buy Ryobi, or Ryobi, Roby, whatever they want to call
Ryobi, yeah.
That's what I buy from my tools. I have some DeWalt ones, but I use those when I do other certain jobs. But the Ryobis work fine for me.
Yeah, my husband likes Ryobi tools.
Yeah, and they've gotten better over the past 5 years. They've gotten a lot better. And I bought a new set. Was a year and a half ago. I bought a new set, so I got 2 sets now. So that because the drills do burn out after a while, so I just made sure I had another set for backup.
Right. And those blades on those tools, you need to get you some extras on those. They go out really quick.
Yeah, I need to get some new Sawzall blades for sure, because
Yeah.
in my video that was dull. I was like, man.
Yep. My dad was an upholsterer. I learned a lot about air compressors and all kinds of things growing up. He made sure I knew what every tool was used for. He was an amazing man. He made sure I knew how to change a tire when I was 6 years old.
Right.
He says, you're going to be driving one day, and I don't want you to be out there on the side of the road and not be able to change a tire. Get over here and change this tire.
Yeah. I mean, the one tool that I really need is the one that I lost in my tiny, and I didn't have it but a few months. It's a stud finder, and it also tells you where your electric lines are and your water lines are, so you don't put a screw or a nail into it. That thing was a lifesaver, and for what I needed it for. And doing this RV and everything, I want to make sure I have that too. But that's on my in my wish list to get another one.
Yeah. Hey, welcome in, Jerry with Carpenter Self-Reliance. We're so glad that you're here.
And I recommend anybody that's doing any type of construction to get one of those so you don't put a screw or a nail on a water line or your electric. Because then you end up with a bigger headache if you do.
Yeah. Baked with Miss Red just came in the house, and Stephen Sheets, welcome in. Y'all can drop your links by typing in the word hillbilly, and we can connect with you. We have no problem connecting, Stephen.
Yeah, like I said, anybody connects with me, I'll try and connect back and, follow my content, keep updated on what I'm doing, and ways to help us out in my about section. So help out any way you can. You can send Lowe's cards, Home Depot cards, Visa cards, even an Amazon card for Kira to get a few things for her. I don't worry too much about the Amazon part for me right now. Until I put my wish list out there. And Square County Homestead, you can go to their channel and order shirts, and all the proceeds come to us from that. Just put Little Ridge Farm for the promo code and the comment section at checkout. But I'm going to jump off here in just a minute. So I want to go finish up my laundry and get a couple more things done before it gets late.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much for coming in, Mark. I really do appreciate it. And thank you, everybody, for coming through the chat and talking with us. I do have all of Mark's information in the description box below this video if you want to go there, or you can go to Mark's About page. But do go over there and check out his videos about the tragedy that happened on his property, the loss of their home, and what he's having to do to get a new place rebuilt.
Yeah, and what I tell everybody, because sometimes people don't watch like the whole video, because sometimes 30 minutes is too long for some people, and when you do an hour video, they're even longer yet. You can hit the gear on that video, and you can hit 2 times the speed and watch it in half the time, but you still get the full time for video watch. And if you see something that you're interested in, you just push pause and you take it off from the 2 times speed, and then you can listen to it normal.
Yeah.
I do that quite often because when you're trying to support other channels, you don't have time to sit there and watch the videos at normal speed. So put them in the 2 times speed, and you can watch them in full and half the time.
Well, again, I thank you for coming, and I hope you'll come back and talk with me again. This has been a real pleasure for me. Thank you so much for coming, Mark.
Hey, thanks for having me. I appreciate it. And I'm glad that, you was able to have me up here and everything. And thanks everybody that's connecting with me and supporting us and helping us out. We appreciate you guys more than you know. And, like I tell everybody, help somebody in need, everybody needs a little bit of help sometime or another. And, it'll someday it'll come back and double fold for you as well. And much love to everybody,
Well, you're loved. I want you to know that from the top of your head to the soles of your feet and everything in between. I love you, but Jesus loves you more. You remember that.
I will. Thank you so much.
You will be getting a card in the mail from me this week.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, everybody.
Y'all have a great day.
Now, if I can see here, there we go.
Bye, everybody. Thank you for coming. I just really appreciate everybody being here. I'm fixing to close this out. Thank you again. Bye-bye.